Hurricane Ian is nearing a Category 5 status as it begins to make landfall on Florida's west coast. Plus, why the U.S. is now warning Americans in Russia to leave the country as the war in Ukraine reaches a new phase. This is News 3 Now at noon. Good afternoon, I'm Mark Kane. Let's head to the Weather Center where meteorologist Greg Barnhart has a look at her certified most accurate forecast. It was sweatpants and sweatshirts on the walk this morning.
Not like you were complaining about a couple weeks ago when it was hot and everything else. Can't make you happy, right? Anyway, yeah, we do have an alert day for tonight and tomorrow, just for frost again. We had some areas with frost, but we have another opportunity to see some. Here's the lows from this morning. Look at Black River Falls was down to 24, so they had a hard freeze, while other areas kept in the mid-30s, so it was not that bad. The winds kept up. Current temperatures, we're going to be up to the 50s. This is about a couple degrees will warm up further from this. Overall, Dane County is right around 51 to 53 degrees right now, so a few more degrees of warming. That's your high temperature for today. Still below average, which we should be right around the mid-60s right now. So looking ahead, we're going to see her climb up more sun today than clouds and lighter winds that we've saw the last few days, which is good too. And there's your temperature change. We're starting to see warmer conditions up to the north and west. That's a sign that we are going to modify, get a little warmer here in the next few days, as it's going to take a little bit of time. So one more last cool night, back to normal temps. But I think this will make everyone happy as it's dry through the weekend into early next week. So we just got to get through one more cool day, and it should be a great stretch of weather here.
Yeah, looking good. All right, check back. Greg, thank you. Well, Hurricane Ian is making landfall in Florida. This is a live look from Tampa. You can see the wind and rain really picking up now. And here you can see how intense the storm surge is. Hurricane Ian continues to grow stronger, sustaining winds of 155 miles per hour, making it just shy of a Category 5 storm. Jason Allen has more.
Hurricane Ian flooded streets in Key West before dawn as the powerful storm barreled toward Florida's southwest coast, bringing with it strong winds and heavy rain across the state.
It is going to have major impacts in terms of wind, in terms of rain, in terms of flooding. So this is going to be a nasty day, 2 days.
Be prepared. Storm warnings are real. The evacuation notices are real. The danger is real.
The storm damaged neighborhoods, including in Pembroke Pines, north of Miami. In Davie, Florida, residents woke up to downed trees and other debris. More than 2.5 million people were under mandatory evacuation orders, but by law, no one could be forced to leave.
I urge Floridians who have made the decision to shelter in place, to stay indoors, and stay off the roads.
The National Hurricane Center warned of storm surges, raising the level more than 12 feet for some coastal areas. Officials in Charlotte County braced for a direct hit.
We are beginning to see sustained tropical storm force winds, which means emergency crews from all of our emergency response agencies have been pulled from the road and are no longer able to respond.
There are already reports of power outages, and officials with Florida Power and Light warned people in Ian's path. Electricity could be out for days. The state and FEMA say they are ready to help as soon as the storm moves out.
We have moved in a variety of generators of all sizes and types.
And the U.S. Coast Guard urged people to be cautious as it answered several calls for help this morning from people in Key West caught in the storm. Jason Allen, CBS News, Tampa.
And Governor DeSantis said the state has 30,000 linemen and 7,000 National Guard troops to aid in recovery efforts. Red Cross volunteers here in Wisconsin will head down to Florida this week. They'll be spending about 2 weeks helping communities impacted by Hurricane Ian. Volunteers will drive an emergency response vehicle down today, another tomorrow, to bring residents food, water, blankets, cots, and anything else they may need.
And we're also a resource for finding out what the communities need. Individuals, do they have electricity? Do they have water utilities? And then we report that back to the headquarters at the American Red Cross.
And the Red Cross is always looking for volunteers and donations. If you'd like to help, visit redcross.org. In other news, the Waukesha Christmas Parade suspect will be back in court this afternoon. The judge in the case has a crucial decision to make on whether to delay the trial, which is scheduled to begin Monday. Darrell Brooks faces 77 charges, including 6 counts of first-degree intentional homicide. Yesterday, the judge gave Brooks until this morning to decide if he'll represent himself after his lawyers withdrew from the case. And today, Brooks turned in paperwork waiving his right to an attorney. Yesterday, he told the judge he doesn't understand the charges against him or how the state can prosecute him. The judge could delay the trial, which prosecutors do not want. We'll be following these important decisions today on channel3000.com and on our mobile app. An Illinois man who pleaded guilty to selling drugs in Madison has been sentenced to 9 years in prison. 50-year-old Myron Macon pled guilty to distributing and possessing crack cocaine and fentanyl and possessing a gun. Macon allegedly sold cocaine to undercover officers in Madison 5 times last year. Co-defendant Chaz Norris was sentenced to 6.5 years in prison last month. A new warning for U.S. citizens in Russia. The U.S. Embassy is urging Americans to leave immediately as the war in Ukraine enters a new phase. The message comes as Russia begins a draft of its citizens. The State Department says dual U.S. citizens could be forced to enlist, with Russia refusing to acknowledge their American citizenship. This comes as an investigation is now underway into suspected sabotage of the Nord Stream gas pipeline running from Russia to Germany under the Baltic Sea. Video shows the aftermath of what's believed to be underwater explosions and 3 leaks discovered around the same time.
It is not a coincidence. It was planned, well planned.
The Biden administration's national security advisor, Jake Sullivan, says the U.S. will support the investigation and will continue to work to safeguard Europe's energy security. Well, the International Dyslexia Association is working to raise awareness for the language-based learning disability. We know dyslexia results in people having difficulty with specific language skills, especially when it comes to reading. That's where Priscilla Greason comes in. She's the president of the IDA Wisconsin branch, as well as an online tutor for kids with dyslexia. She also has a personal connection that is to the disability. Her 13-year-old brother, Nathan, has dyslexia and has been dealing with it for years. Priscilla's family has made it their mission to inspire change in our area, and all it takes is giving kids with a disability the right resources.
Nathan has thrived with this tutor. Nathan went into 3rd grade reading at a kindergarten level, went into 5th grade reading at a 6th grade level, and 7th grade at a high school level. And that was through, at the end of 5th grade is when COVID hit. So he thrived through COVID. That was a lot of parental and tutoring and involvement.
IDA of Wisconsin is hosting a dyslexia awareness party this weekend. It's happening Saturday, October 1st from 1 to 4 in the afternoon at Oakstone. That's in Cottage Grove. There's free admission, a silent auction, and music by Jackie Maria, along with kids' activities, appetizers, and desserts. If you'd like to help, go to this story on channel3000.com. And there's a 2nd annual blood drive happening today in memory of a man who single-handedly donated 108 gallons of blood over his lifetime. He gave blood for 42 years of his life. Brad Mortar has Lodi residents inspired to donate themselves. Last year, the town's first blood drive raised 108 gallons themselves. This year's drive starts this morning. It started at 11:30 this morning, runs until 6 o'clock. It'll be set up at the Lodi area EMS in town. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon. Find out why millions of Americans covered by Medicare will get a bit of a relief next year. And multiple Florida businesses closed down ahead of Hurricane Ian. That's coming up in the Money Watch Report.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon.
Did you know Tim Michaels said people shouldn't be openly gay in public?
But I think when you bring it out of your house and onto the public street, that's where I differ.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as your governor?
It's dangerous up here, and it's no fun shopping around for a reputable contractor. I've built my company on the promise to treat our customers like we would our own family. That means an honest, no-pressure sales experience, expert craftsmanship, and a lifetime guarantee of our work. We know Gutter Shutter is the best system for you and your home, and we'd love to show you how it can keep you safe and off that ladder forever. So call us or visit us online to set up your free estimate, and we can show you what Gutter Shutter and the Larson Home Experience is all about.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry, with honesty you can trust to deliver quality products and workmanship, dedicated to being the best. So when you need a plumber for an important upgrade or 24-hour emergency service, call RHD For your home or business, get the job done right the first time with no surprises with the reliable, honest, and dedicated plumbing professionals of RHD Plumbing, proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
Hello, I'm Roman Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. As a locally owned and operated funeral home, it's important to know that not all funeral homes are the same. Some other Madison area funeral homes are actually owned by corporations based outside of the United States. A corporately owned funeral home is focused on the bottom line, making services more costly. We have served local families for more than 80 years, and our priority is investing in the community and your family. In your time of need, Ryan Funeral Homes are here for you.
No one goes all in on made-from-scratch freshness like Papa Murphy's. Because when you go all in, people notice. Go all in with the Triple Pet Pizza for just $11.99. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
One doesn't usually think of robots when you think about agriculture, but Rank Seed does. Rank is rooted in technology, striving to bring the best products to their customers. From DNA-level development of genetics and traits, GPS-linked assessment of yield and performance, to gravity tables and color sorters, to make sure Rank has the highest germination and the purest seed. Rank couples its customer-friendly service with the latest technologies needed to bring the best products to its farmers. From research to results, Rank Seed is rooted in technology.
Did you know Tim Michaels wants to criminalize abortion, even for pregnant rape victims?
But are you willing to support exceptions for rape or incest?
That's correct.
Is that the kind of divisive radical you want as your governor?
Millions of Americans covered by Medicare will pay less next year on monthly premiums for their Part B plan. That covers routine doctor's visits and other outpatient care. President Biden touted the lower Medicare premiums during a Rose Garden speech. With the annual inflation rate at a 4-decade high of more than 8%, the rare 3% decrease in monthly Medicare premiums will bring some welcome relief. It's expected to be coupled with a historically high cost of living increase in Social Security benefits. As Hurricane Ian threatens Florida's Gulf Coast, many flights around the state have been canceled. And Walt Disney World in Orlando is among businesses temporarily closing its doors for the storm. The company announced its theme parks, including Magic Kingdom, Epcot, and others, will be closed today and tomorrow. Disney World is also halting some hotel operations. Flight attendants at United and Southwest Airlines staged demonstrations yesterday at more than 20 airports across the U.S., including Boston, Cleveland, and Baltimore. They're calling for better pay and increased staffing levels. A shortage of airline workers is partly to blame for hundreds of thousands of flight cancellations and delays. The industry is down more than 50,000 workers since the pandemic. That's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Wendy Gillette.
Checking stocks at the noon hour, the Dow Industrial's up 442 points, the NASDAQ up 128, the S&P 500 up 52. Our call for action volunteers are in the building taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. You're taking a live look at the Call for Action studio. Volunteers are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can call for action right now at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. Pam has today's egg prices next, along with Greg's complete forecast. And then,
although the rain wasn't consistent,
tonight at 5, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company returns to answer your plant and garden questions. That's coming up at 4.
Did a lot of good, but hopefully this is...
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
Ron Johnson and China. Here's how it works. While in the Senate, Johnson made $57 million from a family business whose growth was directly linked to China. He invested in Chinese factories, and Johnson's family business got $50 million in loans from the Bank of China. Johnson pushed for shipping American jobs overseas, while he got rich. Ron Johnson's out for himself, not us. S&P is responsible for the content of this ad.
protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
Victims of domestic abuse are walking all around us. Now, it's time to walk for them. Tomorrow, Josh Briders in the 608 with a unique event where you can show your support.
And when do these temperatures warm up? And do we have a dry weekend in store? Tune in tomorrow from 4:30 to 7.
The Jennifer Hudson Show is all about connection. And then I could do the TikTok and the talk and the tick and the this and the that. But baby, don't come up with another app, okay? Plus, we've got track superstar Allison Phoebus
on the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report on this autumn-like day. I guess it is autumn.
Yeah, right. A little breezy, but all right. And I'm looking forward to warmer temperatures later this week, that's for sure. Hey, before I give you some more pictures from our Scotland-Ireland farm tour, I want to let people know that I've got just posted a story up at Fabulous Farm Babe on Facebook, MidwestFarmReport.com. A letter circulating to a lot of our dairy farmers in the Channel 3 viewing area from Foremost Farms USA. They are taking a 90-cent per hundredweight deduction off of milk, starting with September milk production. I talked with Rachel Schrader from Watertown, one of the dairy farmers impacted. You can listen to that conversation and how shocked she is at MidwestFarmReport.com. Fabulous Farm Babe on Facebook. I'll try to get you more details as the story evolves. Hopefully you've got those pictures ready to go. I want to take you to Northern Ireland, where I had a chance to visit Glenshane Country Farms. It's a sheep operation in Northern Ireland operated by Jamesy McCloy and his family. He's a fourth-generation shepherd that's taking care of a flock anywhere from 200 to 700 ewes, as well as lambs. He said that a lot of his herd size depends on the amount of land that's available around him. In Ireland, they're generally farming and grazing on small tracts, and he said if somebody decides that they're not going to use that ground, say 1 year versus the next, then Jamesy tries to acquire it. You see the Cheviot lambs that he's got in the center of the ring there. He's got some great border collies that do the running when it comes to managing the hilly terrain of Northern Ireland, trying to keep those ewes, those lambs all together. You see Tess and Jess, kind of a mother-daughter team there that were moving the animals. They gave me a chance to get involved too, although I'll tell you what, I'll stick to behind the microphone because trying to understand where the sheep are going to go, where the dogs are going to go, well, that takes a skill set beyond what I had. But again, a really nice way to visit with a fourth-generation farmer in Ireland. As you can imagine, one of the same things that they're facing as far as challenges, just like Wisconsin farmers, who is going to be the next generation taking over. Thanks to you again. Glenshane Country Farm. If you want to look it up, they've got a website and a lot of social media activity to find out more. Quick today, barrel cheese was up another 3 cents at $2.20. 40-pound block cheese on Wednesday down a penny and 3/4 at $1.99. Double A butter, though, back up another penny. Still at a lofty $3.16.5 per pound. So there you go, Mark. Just a couple more things as far as our Ireland, Scotland farm experience was concerned. Jamesy, like I said, fourth generation, and his kids are involved in the farming operation, as is his wife. The agritourism thing, just kind of another extra leg on the milking stool to try to keep them all propped up in the winter months.
700 sheep, that's a lot of wool.
And all over. I mean, like all over. That's why you need the dogs. You can't use an ATV to chase them.
No, that's for sure. Looks like a great trip. All right, Pam, thank you.
See you.
The world's glaciers are melting like never before, and a new report shows ice in Switzerland is shrinking at record rates. Experts say climate change is speeding up the destruction. CBS's Tina Kraus reports from London.
This may look like just a field of ice and snow, but glaciers are so much more. They provide water for drinking and irrigation for millions. And scientists warn the world's glaciers are quickly disappearing.
It was really shocking and surprising to see how much melting actually can occur, because we've seen many years with strong melting in the last decade.
Experts found glaciers in Switzerland lost 6% of their volume this year alone, shattering the previous record. Scientists blame the destruction on climate change.
We had the very warm summer with continuous heat waves.
And say if greenhouse gas emissions keep rising, 90% of glaciers in the Alps could vanish by the end of the century. A scalding summer across Europe wiped out a glacier in Germany, leaving the country with just 4. Climatologists say the rapid reduction is a global crisis. Researchers estimate Greenland will lose 120 trillion tons of ice over the next 80 years. And in Chile, tourists captured the moment a nearly 700-foot glacier collapsed into a river earlier this month during one of their warmest winters yet. Tina Krause, CBS News.
And climate change is causing the world's glaciers to shrink 5 times faster than in the 1960s. That's according to a new study. Now here's Greg with a complete look at the forecast and an update on Hurricane Ian.
Yeah, you talked about it earlier in the broadcast. Here's a nice bird's eye view of it. You got the radar. You can see the spin. It's actually getting ready to go on shores just as. It's a Cat 4, and all these are actually tornadoes. They do have some tornadoes in the outer bands that kind of occur, but it's slowly progressing northeast. That's one buoy out there. That's 74. That's basically hurricane strength. So that's going to be the big story in this. It's a slow-moving system, and it's going to begin to slow even down and then eventually speed up. So rain and storm surge really are the big things to deal with that, along with the winds, but really it's the rain. We're dealing with high pressure right now with the winds overall beginning to turn back around. If you get further west, they're starting to turn back up from the south and increase, which is a warmer air coming up. But we're still got that flow that's preventing, keeping us still chill. Overall wind speeds today are much less than they were yesterday, about 5 to 10. Still out of the north, but they are starting to turn as high pressure pushes east. So future track kind of shows all that high switch basically drifts off to the east. Our winds will start turning more easterly, and then tonight more southeasterly light, but still we'll have clear skies, so temperatures will begin to drop off once again. And then over the next couple days, we're just going to see light winds out of the south, a few passing clouds, but overall not much to go on. The real warm air is still going to be locked well to the west, but we are going to moderate a little bit. So you can see by the time we get to Friday, it's still looking good. So overall temperatures, you can see to the west, they're starting to warm up. They're going to have like a mini little heat wave while we're going to still be chilly, but we are going to get some of that here in the next few days. So overall today we're looking at about mid 50 degrees, upper 50s to the west, still below average. Then overnight, once again, we'll drop to the 40s near midnight, and thereafterwards we'll get back into the 30s, and that's why we could see more areas of frost, especially in south central where we had some more winds this morning. Out to the west, the winds will start turning, so that might keep the temps up. By tomorrow, everyone starts getting more southerly flow, so our temperatures will warm back up into the mid 60s, getting closer to average, but still not quite there. And the same thing will happen on as we go to Friday, too. We'll just boost those temperatures up a few more degrees, so more in the mid 60s to maybe in a few upper 50s, too. So overall, the next few days should be looking much better with the temperatures as we see. So, and then you go there. So the good news with October, if you want dry and warmer, that's kind of trending that way. Right now, this is the look at October, so we're looking at a little bit above average for temperatures, only 30 to 40%, but it is leaning that way, so we're kind of right on the edge. So, and the precipitation, there you go. That was the precipitation. Here's the temperatures. You can see that we are trending that way, especially to the plains areas too. So that's what we're looking for on average for the month. Doesn't mean we won't get precip, or we won't get some chilly temperatures too. So overall, the 7 to 10 day. We're going to have a few cold days, and like I said, there is still those 2 alert days for the frost or freeze potential up to the north. Thereafterwards, we should be getting back to the upper 60s. A weak little front maybe Sunday, Monday, and then maybe something Tuesday, Wednesday, but those rain chances that are listed there for Tuesday, Wednesday are pretty small. A lot of uncertainty what goes on there, but overall, it looks to be a nice 7 to 10 day stretch here.
Yeah, looking perfect for this time of year.
It is.
Greg, thank you. Up next, we'll see what Howard's working on in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Want to know which recipe is bound to jam up our website? Because it's so darn good. It's coming up soon, so stick around.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Meet all your flooring needs with 11% off at Menards. Tarkett sheet vinyl flooring is a quick and easy way to transform your home. Choose from over 50 styles of waterproof sheet vinyl, all 11% off. Enhance your living space with Shaw. From luxurious carpet to waterproof vinyl plank, we've got the perfect flooring option to add comfort and style to your home. Right now, all Shaw flooring is 11% off.
Save big money at Menards.
The insurance company's tiny check, you deserve more.
I wanted more, and I knew I deserved more.
Tell the insurance company you mean business. If you want everything you may deserve, call a powerful law firm. Why accept less when your case may be worth a whole lot more?
Hupy and Abraham.
They know how to get more from the insurance company. They got me way more than I was told I'd get.
Because a good lawyer shouldn't cost you more. They should get you more.
Call 800-800-5678. Hupy and Abraham. Right now.
Get up and go!
You heard the jingle man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
Get up and go!
The radical left hate America and riot in our streets. They indoctrinate our children to hate America, stoking fear and envy with their lies and deceptions. Their radical woke agenda and divisive politics are tearing our country apart. Here's Mandela Barnes.
The founder of this nation, awful.
Mandela Barnes is a radical leftist. He supports their woke agenda that's causing you and your family so much pain.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Everything seems to be getting more and more expensive these days. And it's the same for your heating bills. Since it will cost more to heat your home this winter, USA Insulation wants to give you control over your utility bills. Our premium injection foam keeps the cold outside and your warm, comfortable air inside, right where it belongs. Call now before winter and get a $500 early bird discount.
USA Insulation.
Whenever we do a recipe for a homemade candy bar or fudge, we see a huge increase in visitors to our website. And to tell you the truth, I can understand why. Who doesn't love homemade confections? So let me show you an easy one that we just came up with. We start by melting some chocolate in a microwave. That can be baking bars or melting discs. While that sits for a sec, we place a jar of marshmallow cream in a bowl and microwave it until it's melted. Then we add a splash of vanilla and our melted chocolate. After it's mixed well, we spoon it into a loaf pan that we line with foil and pop it in the freezer for a bit. Once it sets up, we cut it into bars and top each with a couple of almonds and finish them by dunking them in even more melted chocolate. And if you're thinking, am I dreaming? This sounds too good to be true. Well, you're not. So if you love chocolate, I mean really love chocolate, I suggest that you go online and get the easy step-by-step recipe for our mini almond dream bars. Yes, they're totally worth the calories. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a sinfully rich and chocolatey way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you back.